Ghana made January 7th first and most successful democratic transition. First and most successful democratic transition. With the swearing in of the newly democratically elected With the swearing in of the newly democratically elected president of blessed memory, Jerry John Rawlings. Our nation was returned to a multi-party democracy. With a new constitution that went into effect. With a new constitution and the fourth that went into effect was officially and the fourth republic was officially I refer to it as a reset because I refer to it as a reset in 1993. On that day, we made our fourth attempt at establishing. We made our fourth democratic system establishing of government, a democratic system based on government term limits and transparent based on free, fair. The handover of power on January 7th, the handover of power on January 7th, between former President Jerry John Rawlings, between former President Jerry elected President, and at the time the newly elected President tested at the reset for, and our nation passed with flying colors, and our nation passed with flying colors. Induction as the new President of the Republic of Ghana, as the new President of the Republic of Ghana, once again. History and it is a history worth repeating every 4 years. And it is a history worth repeating every 4 years president. With each newly elected president. We're also making a different kind of history. We're also making a different kind of history. Our maturity as a democracy. One that speaks to our maturity as a democracy. And franchise with the authority at the polls. And franchise with the authority at the polls. Future. To determine their political Today's exercise. Future. Between the outgoing President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, feels a bit like a deja vu. Feels a bit. That is because like a deja vu ago to this that day. Is because 8 years January 7th, 2017, on January 7th, 2017, and performed this same constitutional exercise. And performed this same at the time exercise. I was the outgoing president. At the time, having served I was the outgoing president. And he was the incoming president. And he was the incoming president. A mandate by the people of Ghana given to lead a mandate by the people of Ghana to lead he and I both understood on that day. He and I both understood on that day that it is the people of Ghana that we are elected to serve. It is the people of Ghana that we are elected to serve. It seems fitting somehow that it is with Nana Akufo-Addo that it is with Nana Akufo-Addo and this unique historical distinction. And this unique historical distinction. Began our national political careers. Began in Parliament national political careers in the same year in Parliament 1996. In the same year 1996. He has always greeted me with warmth. He has always greeted me with warmth. A firm handshake and the only person in my life. And he is perhaps the only person in my life to call me Johnny. Chosen to call me while we belong to opposing political parties, while we belong to opposing political parties, respect. We shared a sense of mutual respect. In those early days, we probably could not have imagined. In those early days, we probably would bring us to the leadership of our respective parties, to the leadership of our respective parties, three separate times would have to face off each vied three separate times office of the land. Each vied for the highest office of the land. Nana, as this will be our final meeting under these circumstances. As this will be our final meeting, and as I look back on the journey we have traveled together, and as I look back on the journey we have traveled together, who entered parliament together, too much younger men with a full head entered parliament together, with you with the same bald head, black hair, and round eyeglasses, with the same bald head. I have to say that eyeglasses. You have without exception. I have to say that being a worthy opponent. You have without exception being a worthy opponent. My warmest wishes to His Excellency, my warmest wishes to His Excellency, my former Vice President, Dr. It was a grueling campaign, and we gave it our all. It was a grueling campaign. Your sportsmanship, and we gave it our all in making an early concession. Sportsmanship, in making an early concession, and contributed to the early conclusion of the electoral contest. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. My brothers and sisters, the world in which Ghana exists today, the world in which Ghana exists today, is not the same world in which we have lived. It's not the same world in which we have lived under. There are tensions and conflicts that have not previously existed between nations. That have not previously existed. These tensions and conflicts place pressure. These tensions and alliances to decide pressure where on alliances to decide where there's a seismic shift happening within the system of global economic dominance. Happening within the system of global economic dominance. United States, whereas the G7 nations, Canada, France, Germany, the United Kingdom, Canada, France, Germany, once provided the highest percentage. Once provided the highest percentage over the last decade, that number has been steadily dropping. Over the last decade, that number has been steadily dropping. Total of the GDP, however, the combined total of the GDP, Brazil, Russia, of the BRIC nations, China, Brazil, Russia, South Africa, Iran, China, Ethiopia, South Africa, Iran, Egypt. Their GDP has been consistently increasing. Their GDP has been consistently increasing. For instance, the G7's combined total of world GDP, the G7's combined total of world GDP, but was 30%. By 2024, but by 2029, that number is predicted to drop. By 2029, that number is predicted to drop. In 2023, the BRICS percentage of world GDP, in 2023, the BRICS percentage of world GDP was 37%. So what does this mean to us in Ghana? And so what does this mean to us in Ghana? Where do we fit? What could it mean to our economy? Where do we fit in this geopolitical technologies such as artificial intelligence, technologies taking us to new heights, opening up the potential for national, financial, the potential for national issues, financial that we are not yet able to imagine. That we are not yet able to imagine. One example is the use of misinformation. One example is algorithm manipulation, social media, and algorithm manipulation to sway a particular group sentiment. To sway a particular way sentiment from something towards or away now more than ever before. We need to strengthen our ties with our neighbors. We need to strengthen our ties with our neighbors to ensure that we're working together to keep our sub-region solidarity and work in alliance solidarity with all our neighbors in alliance with all our neighbors, recognizing the history of our borders. Recognizing the history of our borders, that on the side, other side of our country's borders, other side of our family countries' borders, they may be our family members, they may be Togolese, they may be Ivorians, they may be Burkinabes, they may be Togolese, they may be Nigerians, Burkinabes, or Malians, they may be Nigerians, but they are also Malians, they are Kassinas, but they are also Akans, they are Gwans, they are Kassinas, they are Ewes, they are Gwans, Nzemes, they are Ewes, they are houses, they are Moshis, and their houses. They are Moshis because we are all part of one another. Because we are all part of one another. One big family. With the increase of the climate crisis, with the increase of the waters grow warmer, melting, and as the waters grow warmer, melting, and permafrost, the Arctic there's ice a greater likelihood and permafrost there's a greater likelihood and viruses extinct that have been frozen and thought to be even centuries for decades to begin to spread, perhaps even centuries, another global pandemic. To spread and create another global climate conditions, increased population conditions in urban areas, population density, and mass international urban areas are enabling international viruses, are enabling existing viruses to spread and mutate at a faster and faster rates than they did before. It's a serious challenge. Let us not forget the toll that the past epidemics of viruses, the toll that the past epidemics of viruses, COVID and Mpox have taken on the families and communities, COVID and Mpox have taken on the families and communities in several of our neighboring countries and in the sub-region. In several of our neighboring countries, let us also not forget how swiftly and let us also not forget how pandemic brought the entire world to a screeching halt. Brought the entire world. My government will be working diligently to strengthen. My government will be working diligently to strengthen while monitoring the global health situation